here's the thing.
It's clobbering time.
What the fuck indeed? What the fuck, Slasher Gasher? What the fuck? I don't even understand, man. What the fuck is actually happening right now? Well, I'm going live. I'm coming in hot. At risk of, embarrassing myself and getting a little too angry, more angry than I probably want to be. Fortunate to have good friends, and one of them decided to postpone his stream just a little bit to come on with me so we could commiserate. And so joining me is Bob from Organized Chaos.
Oh, hey, I'm live. Hi.
You are.
How's it going? Huh?
I don't know. Slasher Gasher wants to know what the fuck, and I don't know if you know what the fuck or anybody in chat. But
nobody knows what the fuck. It's actually the eternal question of life. It's
really is
the question. The answer is 42, and the question is what the fuck.
Yep. Let's see. The guy who said he was black from the waist down. I mean, he is one of many people that we'll generally probably be referring to. We might talk about him specifically, but yep, he's definitely in there in that fucking pile of chuds that I'm really just fucking fed up with at this point. And I'm kind of at a crossroads about, maybe I'll sorry, we'll get to that in a minute. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Just doing the workday. I am burnt out on turkeys, so I'll be happy when turkeys are done. But yeah.
Oh, do you work at like a grocery store or something?
Yeah. It sucks, but it pays the bills.
No, I mean, dude, a job is a job. Like, it's fucking hard. Times is tough, and I don't, I'm a fan of labor, and anybody that is doing what they got to do to take care of their shit, then yeah, except for the people I talk about on my channel, I don't like that they do that, the stuff they do. So let's see. Yeah. Hello, chat. Hello, Allison. What's up? Remind me to check in on your stream. I think you said it was Friday that you're going to be doing that. Yeah, I'll try and remember, but my memory sucks. So, definitely want to check that out and promote you whenever you're streaming. McLeod, what up, man? Yeah, Christopher, we'll get to that, probably that rumor. It's not really a news kind of stream, I guess. More of a venting. And now that someone is here to, keep me in check, not that you have to do anything, just your presence here will keep me a little grounded.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the camera, but trust me, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, so all right, so anything you want to talk about? You are going live after I get off of here, is that right?
Yeah. I had a debate lined up, but it looks like that's falling through. So yeah, it'll just probably be a request thing. It was one of the Comicsgate guys. So Ethan, when I debate Ethan Van Sciver, he said he had an audience of like 1,500, and I offered to talk to anyone who was willing, and I got 2 people to respond, and he was one of them.
Well, holy shit, man. This is really fortuitous that, I mean, unfortunately, I'm sorry that your debate fell through. Obviously, you're probably anticipating that because you're a man of your word. But because it didn't, it's kind of fortuitous because I had an almost debate fall through because the guy's a fucking coward. And we're going to look at him in a minute. And that's generally what I wanted to talk about here. I feel like I have used kid gloves for a long time. And sometimes I kind of, let my harsher language come out and stuff like that. But generally, I am a pretty peaceful person. I haven't always been, but, the last several years or so, I'm pretty chill. I don't like to be hostile, even if the content I make is hostile to certain people. But just like my attitude and my mood, I don't like it to be all hostile and fucking, aggro and shit like that. But it is right now for a few different reasons, and it just has gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not me? Why can't I just do a stream where I really just let my feelings be known? Because I try to parse my language, or I guess I try to choose my language carefully usually because I want to be direct and firm on what I say, but I also don't want to just completely turn people away who might be somewhat reasonable to, even if they disagree. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me.
And so for this stream, I'm not fucking worried about that. If you're watching and you don't like something I've got to say, fuck you. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like if you think that the people that I talk about are like actually good guys and they're making good content and I'm just a shill, go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself so hard. You are a fucking brainwashed, programmed goddamn puppet. And it's fucking sad. It's pathetic. And I'll tell you why. Yesterday, I did a private stream for just like a handful of people in my community. And this is the kind of guy that I am, right? Like if you're just not a piece of shit, I've got an awesome community full of good people, and we're developing this community trust between each other and stuff like that, and it's awesome. And I got a mental health chat, like if anybody wants to talk about what's going on mental health wise, it's there. And so somebody asked if anybody can help them manage anxiety. They said they had some real anxiety going on lately, and I said, you know what, sure. I mean, because I do. I've worked on my own anxiety quite a bit. Worked on my own everything quite a bit. And so I said, yeah, let's do a private stream, and I'll just tell you what I know. It's not the kind of thing that I would ever just shove down anybody's throat or be like, here's how to live your life in that way. But if you ask me, I'll definitely tell you what I know. And so we just did this private stream. It was really cool. Just a couple of people, and I kind of conveyed what I know and my experience, my journey and everything from being an emotionally volatile, essentially insecure, like deeply insecure fucking guy who, thought that was just how I was going to be my entire life. Like if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be doing what I'm doing now, I would not have believed you. Not to say what I'm doing is like, I guess super duper hard, but like I'm telling you, I was essentially a shut-in for a while. A couple of years ago, or 5, 6, 7 years ago, for almost 2 years. Barely left the house, except for when I absolutely needed to. And because I would leave the house and I would have panic attacks. It was bad. It was bad. There's no way I could have gotten on a stream or in video and do the shit that I've done. So yeah, I did that. And as I was talking about it, it really just kind of cemented in my mind this kind of theory that I've had going on for a while. Anti-SJWs, chuds, the anti-woke paranoiacs, anti-fans, they're deeply, deeply insecure people. And I know that because I was one. And whenever you're fucking so insecure with your views and the things that you believe and say, you have to attack anything that challenges it. So like you may think of insecurity as like somebody who's sitting meek in the corner and like, doesn't speak up very loud or whatever, and that is a form of insecurity. But there's also the other form of insecurity that presents itself as super confident and super hostile. And I really believe that that's what most of these guys fall under. Think about how many times you go to some video or stream or whatever that you don't agree with. Like, that this channel is going to be saying shit that you just think is ridiculous and so stupid. How often do you go to those channels and just start talking shit in the comment section? I'm sure everybody does it sometimes. What about you, Bob?
Almost never. I mean, I might occasionally post something, but it's very rare. I do think it's interesting how often I get comments like that, because it's like I almost never do that. And usually, like, if I do something like that, it's going to be constructive criticism. I guess less now that I've kind of more seen how it's like. I guess I'm probably less constructive now, but it used to be like if I see like a really bad channel like that years ago, and if I watch Nerdrotic, well, I don't know if Nerdrotic would be a great example, but like a lot of the videos I watch, if I watched them a couple years ago when I wasn't really looking at all this stuff, I'd just probably be like, hey, this isn't a really good take. This woke thing's not really defined. You should define your ideas a bit better. Look a bit at like things like themes in movies and stuff like that. Like a lot of the basic stuff they just miss. And as far as like dealing with the fans, like I'm really try to be nice to the fans, I sometimes fail.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're victims to a degree, but at the same time, they take a lot of their aggression out on
yes,
people like us or anybody, or like even our fans to a degree, which it's not cool. And it makes it hard to be nice to them, when that's kind of why I want to be, because I see them as kind of victims, honestly.
No, I definitely been doing this for 3 years now. I've gone through phases of understanding and different approaches and stuff like that. And you're right, like they are in, you know, on some level victims. But somebody asked me a while back in chat, asked basically, should we have empathy for, you know, reactionaries, conservatives, and these people that are essentially pushing, you know, borderline, if not just fascist ideology? And I said, yes, you should have empathy for everyone, you know, but the way I look at it is Old Yeller, right? Old Yeller was a victim of rabies, but Old Yeller was fucking dangerous to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you can have empathy.
Yeah.
That's why Old Yeller is tragic at the end. Spoiler alert, he gets fucking rabies and they have to put him down. And I'm clarify, it's an analogy. I'm not telling you to put anybody down. I'm just saying that you know, you can have empathy for these people and still protect yourself and your loved ones, you know, and fight where you need to fight. I think it's the reason that people become that way is by, we talked about this the other night on the stream, whittling away at their empathy, you know, turning it into apathy and then eventually turning it into malice. So we should and have to, in my opinion, maintain some level of empathy. You can recognize the humanity of someone. You can recognize the tragic circumstances or unfortunate circumstances that made them vulnerable to whatever they've become victim to, and still need to, you know, and it's a fine line to walk. That's what I think you're talking about, and that's what I've, you know, gone back and forth with.
Well, I mean, obviously not with Ethan, but like a lot of the debates I go into, I try not to be like too like obnoxious, because it's like a part of me kind of wants to see if I can get to any logic with them, and it usually just leads to a brick wall, which gets annoying. But
yeah, well, that's kind of what I you know, that's the other part of this, right? Like, so there's the people. For how many people come to my channel and my Twitter replies and shit on a daily basis just to talk mad shit and go LOL, dirt. The amount of people that do that compared to the amount of people who will actually come on this stream and defend those ideas, it's telling. It's fucking telling. Like, there should be people lining up, you know, every stream to be like, oh, come on, I'll do it, you know, and they don't. And the only people who, you know, tend to debate me, and look, I don't like bragging. I don't like being the kind of person that's like, I'm awesome, I'm good at these things. And partly because like I said, I was insecure for a long time. I didn't even recognize my own value. I've worked on that. I recognize my value in a lot of ways, but it's still not the kind of thing that I'm comfortable expressing all the time. Like, I'm such a fucking badass. But the only people that will debate me are people that haven't seen my content. And I can prove that because I'm going to show you an example in a minute of someone who challenged me a couple days ago. He'd been trolling my comment section under a couple of different accounts, and he thought I wouldn't notice. And then I challenged him, and he said, yeah, I'll come on. And then he said that he ended up watching my content, and now suddenly he's flaking. Now suddenly he doesn't want to do it. He's making up all these excuses. You know, and that's the reason, like, if I did debate somebody like fucking Ethan Van Sciver, just like you did, he would treat me the exact same way, because he can't engage with ideas on a rational level. He has to steamroll over, you know, anybody's points. That's how he, quote unquote, wins optically to his fans. You know, they mistake him being an aggressive fucking ape for being, you know, good at debate and having the best ideas or whatever.
He throws out some names, and all of a sudden, oh, he's winning this debate. It's like, that's not how most people view that, but I guess.
Yeah, don't debate with creationists. Yeah, there's no, you know, it's like, you ever heard the adage? It's like debating, or it's like playing chess with a pigeon. He's eventually just going to shit on the board and claim victory. You know what I mean? Strut around claiming victory.
Well, yeah, it's like I don't even know where to go. Like, I'm getting sick of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that last debate with Obi-Wan Kenobi, it just felt like I was talking to a brick wall. It's like he didn't understand that Leia needed help and Luke didn't, and Obi-Wan went to help Leia. And it was just like, it's pretty fucking basic logic, I think.
It really is. That the kind of shit that, you know, the more, like I've only done a handful of debates, but every single one has fucking been so eye-opening to me as to, you know, and here, I show you what I got here. In case you didn't see the thumbnail very well, I'll show you what it is. I made this just to be a cocky asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also the background, yeah.
It's me on a throne, and look, there's the 4 heads of my victims. Well, 2 of those are also yours. Those are shared victims.
Oh, okay. It's Corn. Okay, Corn. Okay.
Yeah,
I see Corn now. I think.
But I mean, you know, and that's the kind of thing that I would normally not make graphically unless it was ironic. But I'm not even being. I mean, I this is how I feel right now. Like, this is how I feel about this shit. And I'm not the kind of person that loves to feel like I'm, you know, such fucking badass. I dominated, but I have. I've dominated every single fucking person that's, you know, talked to me, because they don't have anything. It's all feelings based. And that's why I go back to the insecurity and the, you know, the emotional immaturity. Like, they don't even understand that what they're doing is an emotional reaction, and then they justify it with what they think is fucking rationality.
Yeah, no. Well, what I encounter a lot is people just regurgitating the ideas being told to them by these, you know, the YouTubers and shit. They're just regurgitating them, and then they think like just by repeating them over and over again, it's some sort of own. It's like, no, I'm debunking that, and then they just regurgitate it, and I'm like, you haven't put any logical thought into this. You can't follow through on the ideas being presented. You're just repeating what somebody told you, and it's just. It gets very annoying.
100%. Like, I mean, that's, you know, that's why I think it's insecurity, because like you and I, we have, you know, I don't know all of your beliefs and your ethics and stuff, but generally we seem on a practical level, you know, on the same page. You know, we I probably differ in various ways, but yeah. So like you and I, if somebody makes a video, which they do, you know, saying, I don't know, like the earth is flat or whatever. And it's like, you and I understand that that's not the case. And you know, but we kind of just laugh about it, like to ourselves. We might make a joke here and there or whatever, you know, but that's about it. When you have to go after anybody that challenges it, that's just you maintaining your cognitive dissonance. Your cognitive dissonance is causing you to lash out at the thing that some part in your brain there, not you, but I mean chuds, some part of their brain, when they see what one of our takes is kind of, the gears are kind of seizing up, because they probably sense some bit of, you know, like something makes sense in what we're saying, even if they don't fully understand it, because they're so fucking enveloped in their echo chamber and shit. So they have to lash out, because they can't process that information in their mind. They can't let themselves be, you know, susceptible to any new information. So the only thing that they can do to maintain that feeling of being right is to fucking talk shit in comment sections. And that's just for them. That's for their sake. That's not for me and you. That's what I've been realizing more and more. That's like, they're not trying to insult us necessarily. I mean, yeah, that's probably part of it, but like more than anything, they just don't want to face this information that's fucking out there. And they, you know, at worst, they want to shut us down, right? They want to cancel us, so to speak.
Yeah, no, they do lots of shit in the comment section. Almost none of them will actually like want to actually discuss it with you one-on-one. It wasn't even that long ago on a live stream, I had somebody talking shit, not Puma Fist, but that was a different situation. But that somebody was talking shit, and I was just like, okay, you want to talk about this? Let's do the. Come on, let's talk about it. We're live stream right now. Come right on. And they're just like, well, I'll text you over Discord. I'm like, no, don't text me. Just you don't have to do a video or anything. Just, you know, talk. Whatever. I'm not picky. And they're like, no. And it's like they just want to talk shit in the live chat. And I think I just ended up banning them. It's like, dude, if you're not willing to come on and talk and you just want to start shit, get the fuck out.
100%. The guy that I'm going to show you, I thought about going through and scrubbing his name off of all of the images, all the screenshots and stuff, so that I wasn't platforming him or whatever, because he's got like a few subs or whatever. But then I look at his channel, and he hasn't made a video in like a year. The last several videos he has made have like 50, 30 views or whatever. And I have a couple of clips we can look at to show you what kind of content this fucking guy makes. So I honestly am pretty confident that I can show his, channel name and not be platforming him, because the guy is fucking talentless. He has nothing. I could fucking show this guy's channel and say, hey, go subscribe to it. And he probably wouldn't gain anybody unless it was somebody subscribing so they could fucking laugh at him. So that's what I decided, is just fuck it. Well, because part of the thing is his name on one of his accounts is it's like a cartoon. This guy is like a cartoon version of a conservative, anti-fan online. It's like, for a minute I was legit like, is this satire? Is somebody doing this to fuck with me? All right, so
you've got my interest peaked.
Here is this guy, Toxic Pop. Are you truly welcoming of people? Let's say he's got 1,000 subs, but like I said, he hasn't made a video in over a year, and it's got less than 100 views. Are you truly welcoming of people with different opinions? Will you have people on who are anti-woke on? I said, I have anti-woke people on. If you look at my content, a few who aren't cowards came on to defend their incoherent claims and views. They end up looking really foolish by the time they leave, but most anti-woke just talk shit in comments, then wilt when invited to have a real conversation. Are you offering to give it a shot? And then, lol, cowards, nobody's afraid of you, dude. I'm sorry, did I misgender you? Sure, I'll debate if I can. My internet is crap, so I don't know if I can. We shall see. I said, misgender me? Not sure why you brought up gender when nobody said anything about it. Are you okay? I don't want to debate you if you're delusional or hallucinating. I'm not going to exploit the mentally ill. Also, how can you possibly speak for the hundreds of people who refuse to have a conversation with me? I'm worried you're not well. Maybe take your meds. And that's borderline ableism that I don't like to do, making fun of people's, mental health issues or anything, or just disparaging mental health challenges at all. But at the same time, I kind of do wonder about this shit,
No, I do wonder too. I mean, I could tell just reading his second comment that no, he's not going to come on. Well, I don't want to misgender you, but sure, let's debate. But my internet shit. Okay.
Yeah. See,
I've seen that one before. I've seen that one.
So I asked him, why did he mention it when nobody? But I know why. It's because he sees, like a lot of these guys, they see something like the concept of misgendering or whatever, and they just associate that as like, oh, everybody on the left is going to get triggered if I, they can understand that people actually do have different views and different levels of sensitivity about things like this. And you could call me a woman and I wouldn't give a fuck. I definitely identify as a man, but like if you call me miss,
the most gender specific thing is dude, and I feel like dude's almost not a gendered term anymore. It's used pretty all over the place. How often do you hear people say dudette? That's not really a thing used.
It's pretty lame. Well, my view on that is I have seen a few people and talked to people who don't like it. Like if it's a trans woman, I know at least one trans woman has said before she doesn't like it. But anybody who, if you just call someone dude colloquially and maybe don't even know that there's somebody that, anybody that just flips out on you about that, they're a fucking asshole. And there's plenty of those. There's plenty of those people on the left. There's plenty of people who do kind of fit the mold of what these people call anti-SJ or SJ. The difference is the people that, even if they're an asshole, even if they're overly, reactionary to things like that, they're still right about being respected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas these people just assume that if they're a whiny SJW, that they don't actually have any, reason to be. Well, they do. They're just handling it poorly. Anyway, so then this comment, Alpha Eagle.
Oh,
I sub to see if you are actually welcoming to different opinions or if this is just an echo chamber. By the way, woke is a valid criticism since obvious in your face messages is eye-rolling cringe that makes you out of the movie, takes you out of the movie, and makes one sigh in disgust. It's preachy messaging, and nobody wants to be preached to. And, you know, whenever somebody... And look at this fucking... This is what I mean, cartoon.
Yeah, I was literally debating Alpha Eagle earlier today in comments.
Oh, so he's making the rounds. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so spoiler. Here's a fucking Scooby-Doo moment. You know, at the end, right? Alpha Eagle take off his mask. He is Toxic Pop.
Really? Okay.
So and these were, you know, within a few minutes, an hour of each other, and he's commenting from 2 different channels. And the reason I know that is because if I'm actually interested in talking to someone, debating them, and I can tell that you know, might have a YouTube channel of your own, I'm going to go look at it. Because you're watching my content, you know what I'm about to some degree. So I want to even the field a little bit. I kind of want to know what I'm entering into. And yeah, so I went and looked at Alpha Eagle and I realized, oh, wait, this is the same guy. And he's trying to play it off, you know. Where's it at? So I said, hi, Toxic Pop. 2 comments under 2 accounts, eh? Cool guy shit. Well, I offered to hear you out under the other comment. Let's see if you'll all talk. Howdy, yes, I'm Toxic Pop. I have 2 accounts. Many people have backup accounts, just like you have content on your fandom. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to go to... I won't go... What I won't do, by the way, is go to the same post under both accounts and try to pretend like 2 people. If I do happen to go under the other account, I'm going to specify... I mean, plus it's obvious. Like if you know the Phantom Initiative, you probably know who's involved with it. See, and then I said, see, I already can tell our chat will be fun. I looked at your content. If you want to use your internet as a valid excuse to forego a debate now, you should. I'll move on. But if you go on my stream and start making excuses for why you're unable to defend your points or you're unable to remain civil, it's going to be a bad look for you. I'll go live as soon as I can. Might be today, depending on circumstances. So this was Sunday or Saturday, I think.
Okay.
And then I said, DM me on Twitter or email. There's my email. If you want to hop on stream in a couple of hours. And he goes, I'm banned from Twitter. Surprise.
Not a big twist. No.
And I don't want you to know my personal email. Put a link in chat and I'll join. All right. So because this guy's too fucking stupid to understand why I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's because right now there's 63 people watching, and almost certainly some amount of them are people who are fucking seething at the things we're saying. And if I put a link in chat to just join the stream, I mean, it doesn't take but 3 brain cells to understand what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to jump in and disrupt the stream and everything. It's just not, it's irrational. I mean, maybe he doesn't know what it's like to have more than 2 people watching him or something like that. Fucking idiot, man. Just like the dumbest fucking human beings that are so confident. You know, you've heard of, what's it called? Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's being super confident, but it's unearned. Like he's so confident, and that's how you can imagine how the debate would have gone. And then I said, I don't see an email. You can't follow a simple instruction. I doubt you have much to offer in debate. One last time, my email. Send me an email with your availability and the topic you want to discuss, and I will make it happen. I'm basically bending over backwards to make it happen. Yeah.
You even ask for availability. I don't give people availability. I just tell them, like, you know, this is when I'm streaming. I even did that with EVS, and of course it was 3 hours late. So, but yeah.
That's how desperate I am to just try to get somebody to defend their bullshit at this point. Is like, I'm willing to almost, you know, just find a time that they can do it and go, all right, let's do it. I mean, that's probably going to change going forward because fuck it, man. Like I've given so many opportunities, so many. Yeah. And then why am I not surprised you own a cat has to be the most hilarious thing you've said so far. I'm starting to think your whole thing is a satirical take on far right morons.
Yeah.
Alpha Eagle, believing cats are somehow a sign of I don't know what, not being able to follow simple instruction. But yeah, he's just avoiding the debate. Here he is. I don't have a business
absolutely.
email. I don't create a fucking burner email, dude. Like if you have the energy to come to my
create a spam email. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
What is he scared that you're gonna do with his email exactly?
I don't know. I mean, he's too dumb to probably even understand. He's just, that's the thing. Other thing about these people, they're cowards, they're insecure, and they live in fear. They live in fear of phantoms, things they don't understand. And because they refuse to absorb new information and new context into their understanding of things. This guy's probably just fucking literally hunkered down in his fucking trailer, holding his gun half the time and worried that the commies are coming and that they're going to get him through his email or something like that. Like they don't understand anything. He doesn't understand anything. And I hope he's watching because God, you're a stupid piece of shit. Alpha Eagle, toxic pop. Anyway.
What Thomas Scott had a good comment here. How are you going to have a genuine conversation with someone who thinks cats are woke?
Yeah. I missed a few comments. Let me look. Yeah, he was hating on me for owning a cat. Wow, 70 people watching. Fucking awesome. This is really good for a surprise stream. Maybe I should not announce my streams ahead of time. Hating on me for owning a cat. Owning a cat means you're beta. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, apparently. Well,
I'm the one sitting here just proved to everybody that this guy wiggled and found every fucking way to get out of actually talking to me.
Well, they like to live in those comments. It's like they'll do like text conversations. Like I don't want to do a text conversation. I never feel like I'm making, like, it's hard enough to make headway if I'm talking to somebody like verbally, but like a text conversation, like there's never any leeway. Like,
no, at
best they'll like wait a few hours, look up to their favorite YouTuber and be like, there's a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get one that's willing to kind of engage with you civilly and not just use thought-terminating cliches like call you a soy boy or whatever, they will still avoid addressing any points that you make if it's inconvenient. You know what I mean? Like they'll just go around the point you made and bring up something else. And it's like, that's why I want to actually talk to people so that I can say, hold on, man. No, I need you to address this point before we move on to the other thing. And you can't be accountable for anything in a text conversation.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yep, commie SJW cats. Hey Max, I'm doing, you know. Yeah, I mean it's a problem generally. Vosh, I think, did a stream or clip I saw recently where he talked about it, how that, in the height of the SJW content days or the anti-SJW thing, they were debate me, bro. It's literally a meme. Debate me, bro, because they would do that all the time. There was lots of debates going on. Then so-called BreadTube and other forms of progressive content emerged in defense and kind of in response to. And then slowly but surely, in the time that I've been doing YouTube, so about 3 years, I've seen it gradually just, it's reduced. Like so few of them are willing to actually defend any of their points because, as we've described, he's scared of pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, dude?
I mean, it does. I still maintain, I feel like part of the problem is just however the YouTube algorithm works, it pushes these guys hard. And yeah, it really makes it, from a monetization standpoint, it makes sense for a lot of these grifters to do what they're doing. And, they collect up these fans who just follow it and suck it up, and it's a problem. It's a problem with pretty much all social media networks, but YouTube really seems to be getting bad right now. And
Twitter's getting bad too, really fast.
Well, Twitter's getting bad fast, but who knows how long that one's going to keep afloat. I feel like he's doing everything he can to sink it quickly.
What's going to end up happening with Twitter is that, he keeps trying different random things just to see, is this going to work and what's going to end up happening over time if he doesn't completely burn it to the ground beforehand he's going to end up, the terms of service are going to essentially end up back where they were, because he's just going to trial and error his way through everything until he realizes, oh wait, the way it was is actually just the, you know, optimal way. Yeah, well, that motherfucker really did call me woke for owning a cat.
Yeah. Going back to the Twitter thing, like obviously he's unbanned Donald Trump. Now Donald Trump hasn't gone back on there, at least last I heard, but he's unbanned him. And it's like, it's obviously just a move to try to get more people over, because it's struggling right now. He is like sinking that platform as fast as humanly possible. Like every day you just hear of more and more people quitting, and like a requirement now that like salary people have to do like 12 hours a day, some days a week or something like that. It's like, you require that of me? Yeah, I'll take my 3-month severance. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can confidently say that owning a snake means you're libertarian. Owning a dog, no, I'm just, obviously all of that's stupid bullshit. And all right. Oh, hey, Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. It took me a while to realize, oh, that must be my channel too.
Yeah, we actually have a shared channel now, by the way. Should go ahead and promote that.
Yeah, Fandom Initiative. You've been doing great work editing some stuff together. I still need to get I had a couple shorts in mind for that. I need to get put together, but yeah, your stuff you've edited together for that channel, I've absolutely loved. And I'm a guy who can't stand listening to my own voice, and I'll watch those videos and enjoy them. So you're doing something right.
I mean, I was essentially the same for a long time. You kind of just get over it, I guess.
No, I still can't stand it, but I do it just because I have to.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've just kind of blocked it out. I don't know. Yeah, so that's you know where I ended up with that is just frustrated that, you know, these guys can talk so much shit, and it just really got me thinking. Instead of having this kind of pet theory that I kind of toss around subconsciously in my own mind, and I don't talk about really, which is that they're just emotionally fragile, they're insecure, and whenever they come at you in comments and tweets, they're just, you know, defending their own, you know, cognitive bias, or you know what I mean? I think that's actually it. I'm just going to start saying that more, because I don't know what else it is. There's no other explanation why they can't actually engage in a way that human beings can express ideas. You know, they have to have control over it, which is not having to reply to things they don't want to, and so on.
They just don't know how to express themselves and not be like wildly toxic. Like,
yeah, and that's my new philosophy, by the way. That's my new rule, is essentially the debate form to submit a request, and I don't care how, you know, egotistical you think that is, because the fact is I cannot spend all my time arguing with all these people in the comments, when the better thing to do is just to have a conversation, right? I'm open to a conversation on stream, or I guess maybe even if you wanted to do it privately for whatever reason, as long as I can record it, you know what I mean? Then let's do it. But like, if you show up in my comments or wherever, and I just don't like you and your fucking vibe you're bringing, I'll just hide you from the channel. I do not care. I do not care what these people think of me. For a long time, they would be like, "Oh, you're hiding comments or something," and I'd be like, "Oh man, I don't want them to think I'm and it's like, I don't care what you think anymore. Your content has helped me open my eyes. I was once a Fandom Menace guy who just kept watching these same outraged guys. I slowly distanced myself from them, so thank you. They're weak-willed, cowardly pieces of...
You know, it was such a breath of fresh air to finally find Dane's channel. Oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I reached out to Dane, I'm like, dude, showed him a debate I had. It was like using his talking points.
Little movie perp is like a little goblin.
Yeah.
I'm about to unsubscribe from Geeks and Gamers. Thank you for telling people who Geeks and Gamers truly are.
They have like 3 screaming women that they use over and over again.
The SJWs are so bad, we only have 3 examples of them.
You wanted to get into this.
What does woke mean to you?
I don't think it means anything. What does it mean to you guys?
Now you have a million spider folk, which doesn't even make sense when you consider Peter's origin.
Dude, it's a multiverse.
Under the question, what if?
I don't understand it.
Fans are ambassadors of the fandoms to which they belong and do not create arbitrary barriers of criteria to limit entry for new fans.
Getting off the rails already, guys.
We're trying to find the rails.
Chill out, Digwad.
Stan Lee was a Christian. Probably would have not approved of twerking. Stan was Jewish. Anti-fans are gatekeepers of the media they engage with, prioritizing a sense of entitlement and ownership over growth and inclusivity.
Distilled it to its essence. That's what I love about it.
Little Movie Perp says, is this where the salty fanboys hang out and complain about not being pandered to anymore? Are we salty fanboys? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, also, I don't care. Like,
Some of the most basic information about Spider-Man that people that don't really read comic books would probably be able to tell you. Really bad take.
Out the heartache in my soul.
Here's the thing.
It's clobbering time.
What's more racist, calling somebody a or doing a lynching?
What? You honestly seem shit-faced, Jim, and I don't know that you probably are gonna be happy that you did this whenever you wake up tomorrow. And I legit feel like I'm beating up a drunk guy right now, and I feel bad for you. Jim is quitting making content after that.
You canceled him, Dane.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I did.
We'll see who cancels who.
Woke politics. No, this is actually a good thing. Dane always says, like, hey, man, take some time off, do some self-reflection.
Oh, man, it's gay outside. It's gay outside today.
that's what I want to do. And now know that, of course, I'll come back at you with everything that I have.
What is the point of trying to reach people and communicate these ideas if we're not going to give people some space for learning and growing?
A path. And I think you do that, Dane. I think you do that very well.
Long man back.
And Dane, I thought you did a great job.
That's dope as fuck.
Here's the thing.
Gotta be fucking kidding.
These people create their own little echo chambers and start passing around these ideas, and if it's not checked, those ideas are going to get wilder and wilder.
We live in a really good era if you're a comic book fan. You have to go out of your way to be miserable.
Yeah, you will lose your gig by being a dick.
The problem is way more severe with the anti-SJWs. Don't use this element. Don't make that a woman. Don't make that a black guy. That's too woke. That's political. Gay Superman? No, I don't want that.
Let's see if these moves fuck.
Language.
Say the line, Bart.
The message.
Any of you incels, QAnon, 4chan, Snyder Cut motherfuckers want to get out of line now?
Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
I don't understand.
Please subscribe if you're not already. Hit the like button. Remember, ambassadors, not gatekeepers. I'm all worked up now.